So I don't know about you, but I think it's time for some zombie killing. There's a lot of zombies out there that we need to take care of, and, you know, who knows, we may end up discovering something a little bit odd about our world. Welcome back, friends, to the Zombie Apocalypse. I'm Juniver, and in Project Zomboid, Teresa Day here is reading a book. What are we reading here? Farming Volume 2. It's because we watched that VHS tape recently. So it's pretty early in the morning here, and it's still raining, but I'm thinking that we might be good to go ahead and proceed with what we've been working on recently, as in that big office building down the road. So going to go ahead and leave this book on the ground here, and while I'm here I'm going to grab this spare battle axe, because our current robust battle axe of the mammoth is looking a little bit worse for wear. So we're going to take that spare with us, and I guess we'll head on back to where we've been working down there. Yeah, it looks like the rain is stopping. Very nice, and we don't have a helicopter to worry about anymore. Very nice. Okay. I was going to go a bit further down the road here. However, it looks like we have some friends making their way all the way up the road here to where we are now. That's, I don't have a weapon equipped somehow? There we go, now we do. That's a little bit concerning. Not overly concerning, but it's certainly much more concerning than I anticipated it being. As in, didn't expect them to make it this far north at least. Anybody else? Couple. Is that it? Anybody else? Any other big piles before we get down there? Looks like there is a little bit further down. I'm gonna leave the car up here just in case we get into a tight spot. It looks like we also need to eat something. Of course, I didn't bring any food with me. I'm gonna drive back and pick up some food, and then we'll proceed from there. And we're back. Filled up our tummy with some hot beans. Made a bowl of beans, heated it up in the microwave, and had that for breakfast. So we're still full to bursting, since that's a lot of beans. But anything is probably good since we're still falling on weight, which is something we'll keep an eye on. Once we hit 74, I believe, we get a debuff. Which is okay. It's not the end of the world by any means, but yeah, we'll find a way to get it up higher. Okay, so I need to be paying careful attention here today for fake dead zombies. We haven't been in this area for a little while, so I believe any of these has the chance to be fake dead. So we're going to take it real slow and real careful because I want to make progress, but I also don't want to die. So I'm sure you can understand. Where are we going to go now? Wow. You can see some of the very first bodies that we laid out here on the ground are starting to decay into skeletons, but a good portion of the zombies are still not decayed. Just going to do some nice wandering around here. And then we'll have to see, we didn't do any shouting to pull zombies down into the parking lot. So there could still be a ton in that office building, but also I've reloaded the game since the last time we were here. And the game kind of redistributes zombies when you do that. So there's also a non-zero chance that the game just literally decided there were no more zombies in the entire building. I hope that's not the case. It always kind of irritates me when I have a building that's just chock full of zombies and I go away for a couple of days, or I turn off the game for a little while and I come back and they're all gone, which is certainly possible. So I guess we'll have to see if that ends up being the case here. Okay, good. There's still at least a few in there, so Yeah, there's plenty. Good, good, good. Ah, that's what I like to see. More zombies. Again, being real careful here. There's some falling from upstairs still, but I'm being really careful to not walk over the enormous piles. There is certainly a significant threat from the fake dead ones. And then at some point here, the more... oh, that one's bringing me a new hand axe. That's nice. The more time we spend today, we'll eventually be able to say, oh, all of these zombies aren't going to reanimate, I think. I hope. And then we can be a little bit more confident. But for now, I'm going to probably spend most of my time up here in the top part of the parking lot, clearing out all of these guys. There it is. That's what I like to see. Well, we're starting to get exerted, so I'm gonna back off. What's our zombie count at? 8,418, so we're definitely over 1,000 since we started clearing out this big building here. And I think it might be a good opportunity for a bit of a change of scenery. We hitting our exertion, and it might be nice to go take a peek at something different for a little while. I'm gonna wander back over to the road here, and then we'll go a little bit further south, I think. Ooh, that's a little bit concerning. When we get back, we'll have to take care of that group before we head back into the office building here. All right, our stamina is all filled up. Spent some time sitting in the car. Okay, well, it's almost all filled up. That's good enough for me. We were getting crept up on by a zombie, so I had to cut it there. And now we're going to head south. Again, I'm going to be very careful of the zombie bodies. Looks like we got a big group coming up here. And then, yeah, we'll have to see what the road looks like after the office building once we make it through this big group. So, big targets in the near future here down to the south there is a fire station, which would give us some more axes. Not that we really need more weapons. But the benefit of the fire station is the potential for some firefighter pants and firefighter clothes. And we're getting into winter time. I mean, it's October. It's only 47 degrees out, which is still pretty warm. Not quite chilly yet. We're still getting, as you can see from our current Moodle up there in the top right, we're still getting a bit warm while we're fighting. Once it gets cold, though, that's a perfect opportunity for us to wear some firefighter pants and firefighter gear, since it has very high protection, but it's also very warm, so we can't really effectively wear the firefighting clothes in the summertime. It's just not going to be possible. Our character is going to be sweating constantly because of how warm they are. And as you can see, well, right now there's... Okay, so right now, being unpleasantly hot, our thirst is increased, so we're drinking more water right now. This is as far south as we've been. I think this is the first time we've set foot this far south. I'm trying to remember what all is over here, apart from apparently more zombies. I'll just take care of these guys real quick. Easy. I think this might be a little shopping, like, convenience store area. Just woke up the zombies inside. Looks like a little market, maybe? Kind of a convenience store of some type. This guy's got an interesting hoodie on. Gray plaid hoodie. Interesting. And then I think if we could just get a little bit further south, we'll start seeing... Yeah, this is the fire station right here. So That should have a bunch of zombies around it that have firefighter gear. But the big problem, like I already explained how it makes you more warm. The other big problem is that because we're playing in such a old world where we started, I think it was 12 months later, officially is what I did in the settings. Which, what that ends up meaning is that all the clothes that the zombies spawn with is just in terrible condition right off the bat, which is very disappointing. Like, I don't know if I've seen a single article of clothing that's in good shape. Like, let's take a look at these guys we just killed. Now, we did kill them with the axe. Those shoes are in good shape, but looks like most of the actual clothes not in good shape. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll use the crowbar when we get down to the fire station, because I believe using a blunt weapon makes it less likely that you'll damage the clothing of a zombie. So if you're in the market for specific clothes items and you want them in good shape, I suggest using blunt weapons, but I haven't done the science. I don't know if that's actually true or not. All right. All these guys are just banging on windows. They're safe enough in there for now. I guess it's relatively quiet down here. We could probably... Uh-oh. Do you see what I see? There's this magical line where all the vegetation suddenly stops. Hold, please. Okay, so I have done a little bit of research here, and it turns out that the 10 years later mod went through some sort of change. And actually, let me just show you the mods list here. At some point, I don't know when, the 10 years later mod basically got removed. I believe that the mod author changed something about it that caused it to get removed from the game. So it got removed from the game, which is why I couldn't remove vegetation like I can now. So that answers that question. But what this also means is that we have this big chunk of world down here where there is none of that vegetation from the mod, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm also not seeing any zombies down here, which I'm sure is just chance. Hello? Zombies? Yeah, there's plenty of zombies down here. They're just hiding. Okay, so we're going to have a section of the world. Hopefully it's only a couple of chunks where we don't have any vegetation in it. We'll just say there was some very powerful anti-grass or anti-weed spray in use in that region. Whoopsies. Okay, so as you saw when I was looking at the mods, I loaded the old version of it because they relegated the old version of the mod to a new Steam ID for the mod and then updated the new one. So because we started this world on the old one, I just loaded the old one. So I guess we'll have to see if we end up having any problems with this. Because changing mods around certainly comes with a risk. There is some risk involved with changing mods around in the middle of a world. So we'll see. It may not work at all. It works enough that we can remove the vegetation now. However, it could just be that... it could certainly be that there are other problems, like it just might not work, period, on newly rendered chunks. To really figure that out, we'd have to push down this road even further, I think, to load up a new chunk. So, actually, I'm going to do that. We'll fight this group down here that we saw earlier, and we'll see if we can get to the next chunk, and then we can see, oh, look, there are actually more vegetation down there, because so far this all looks normal. This is what Project Zomboid would look like without the 10 years later mod at this point in the playthrough, you know, many months after the apocalypse. Oh, look, good. Down there in the bottom corner, you can see the vegetation starting again. So that's great news. I kind of wish I'd realized that before loading these couple of chunks here, because it would be really cool to not have this giant patch of land that doesn't have a bunch of vegetation in it. It definitely looks out of place, you know? Like, that looks very normal compared to what we're used to seeing. And the rest of this does not look normal. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Hello, officer. Do you have a vest that I might want? Apparently we're getting winded. Need to take a break. Too much excitement talking about the vegetation, or I guess the lack thereof. So yeah, we have gone ahead and proven it's just a couple of chunks in here where they use some very good pesticides, or I guess not pesticides, very good weed remover sprays, and they have prevented the very slow growth of plants in this particular region. Don't worry, we just won't come here too often. That was a fun excursion. I'm glad we figured that out. I was a little bit concerned about not being able to do the remove vegetation option. So I'm very glad that we did, in fact, sort that out. And I guess we'll go back up to the office building where we've been working this whole time, and we'll carry on. Oh, look at that. Another level in maintenance. Where is it? Maintenance, level 5. Very good. Maintenance is a great skill. Maintenance and nimble are probably the two most important skills in the game. Nimble lets you walk quickly while you're in the combat stance, and maintenance helps your weapons last a lot longer. So we are halfway through maintenance. Of course, the amount of XP needed for the other levels is a lot more, but we are through level 5, headed towards level 10 on maintenance. If we actually get to level 10 maintenance on this character, we will have killed tens of thousands of zombies, so it's certainly possible, but it'll take a long time, that's for sure. And we have eaten up for lunch, rested up. We are ready to get back at it. Looks like a group has found their way out into the middle of the parking lot, and I'm going to stay zoomed in here because of the all the zombie corpses that we are wandering around. And it's probably really hard for, you watching to see some of the zombies just because there's so many corpses in there. They don't stand out very well. Fitness, level 5. This is a huge milestone. So, level 5 fitness is what a normal character starts the game at. We started at level 4 because I wanted to get extra points to get extra traits. And look at this right here. We used to have, I think it was feeble trait, because we only had level 4 in fitness, but we finally got level 5. It took us almost 8,500 zombies to level up fitness from level 4 to level 5. Now, we could have gotten this faster, probably, by doing the exercise, which I've just basically been ignoring. We do our exercise by smacking zombies. That's how we exercise. But yeah, this is great. This is going to be really good for us. We no longer have a debuff, basically, on our character. So, very happy about that. It's a long time coming. We're at... what is it? Yeah, almost 3 months in the game, and we're finally at a normal character's level of fitness. I just had the game skip a couple of frames there for a second. I wonder if we just loaded in a bunch of zombies that I wasn't expecting. That would be weird. Where would they be loading? They're already loaded in the building. Shouldn't be too many in the construction site. Huh. Could just be a hitch. Not too concerned. I am concerned about walking through this field of bodies, though. Cool. Well, we've had some good science today. Figured out some cool stuff. Fixed my mod problem. Leveled up maintenance. Broke our dagger. It's just this is an eventful day. Farewell, Turbo Dagger of Nimbleness. All in all, a very good day, though. I'm very happy with our progress. You know, I'm starting to think about it. Have we actually ever seen a fake dead zombie on this world? I don't think we have. Maybe one of you can remind me if I'm forgetting about having seen a fake dead zombie. There might have been one in the mall when we were finishing up, clearing up the mall. I can't remember. Anyway, what I'm getting at is this world was technically generated before the fake dead zombies were added to the game. So I'm because I haven't seen any, or at least haven't seen any for a long time, I'm starting to question whether or not they're even possible. Where's that duffel bag? Nothing in it, okay. I'm starting to question whether or not it's even possible to get the fake dead zombies. Yeah, I can't remember. We may have run into them in the past, and I'm just forgetting it, but... Anyway, it's getting kind of late here. It's 5 p.m. already. We've had an interesting day. Got some interesting lessons learned, for sure. Haven't gotten bitten yet. And, you know, obviously I shouldn't jinx it, but we haven't even gotten touched by a zombie since those 2 incidents in the mall. So, I definitely shouldn't jinx it. We are many thousands of zombies past the point of... Or many thousands of zombies after the last time we got injured, so... You know, maybe we're due. We've certainly had a couple of close calls in that time, though. But I'm using my super overpowered weapon right now, so... Oh, and we broke our super overpowered weapon. Not very surprising. There is a reason why I brought the spare battle axe along. I did have a sneaking suspicion that we might break our robust battle axe of the mammoth. It only had a couple of more hits in it. Okay. Putting our dagger on our webbing. Where's our new battle axe? There we go. Put it on our belt left. There we go. We are all weaponed up again. I'll have to remember to drop off those broken ones at home. Normally I would just leave them on the ground because it doesn't really matter, but I've been keeping all the broken weapons so far. Unless it was like spears or something, I don't keep those, but I've been trying to keep all of the fancy weapons that we've broken so far, just because. Fun thing to look back on and say, wow, look at all these things we've broken. Cool. Unless anybody else is coming, Pink Hoodie Dude is coming. After Pink Hoodie Dude here, we will head on back. I'll wander back up to the car, and then we'll drive on home and we'll call it a day. Or, you know, I could just call it a day here. That seems like a good plan. And, it's been pretty good overall. Thanks a lot, friends, for joining me today. I appreciate you tagging along, and I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope I see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.